The horrifying fate of captured nuns at the hands of the Ottomans, the stars shimmered like scattered diamonds against the endless black. For centuries, humans had looked to them with wonder, curiosity, and hope. But in the far reaches of the Orion sector, hope could be a fragile thing, easily shattered. Sister Amara adjusted her simple robe, feeling the worn fabric under her fingers. The convent's quiet laboratory had been her sanctuary, a place where humanity's knowledge and compassion met in delicate balance. Today, however, the air was different. It carried the weight of an unseen threat, a chill that no heater or shield could banish. Amara wasn't alone. Alongside her were 20 other members of the order, scientists, medics, and historians who had dedicated their lives to studying the universe while living a disciplined, peaceful life. They were a small band, yet within them burned the essence of human curiosity, resilience, and courage. Suddenly, the sky outside the convent shattered. A fleet of sleek black ships descended without warning. They were unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Their hulls absorbed light, their engines hummed with a strange energy that made the ground tremble. The humans watched in horror as the ships moved with frightening precision, encircling their home like predators surrounding prey. Panic erupted. Children screamed, alarms blared, and even the calmest among the sisters felt fear claw at their hearts. But Amara remained steady. She grabbed a small communicator and tried to contact the Planetary Defense Network. "This is Sister Amara, calling all stations. We are under attack. Request immediate assistance," she shouted, her voice trembling but firm. Static hissed back at her. No reply came. Within moments, the alien ships descended into the convent grounds. They opened their hulls, releasing a flood of creatures, tall, armored, and merciless. The humans had no weapons, no shields strong enough to repel such attackers. Within minutes, they were surrounded. Amara's heart pounded. She instinctively gathered the youngest members of the order, pulling them close. "Stay together," she whispered. "Do not panic. Humanity has always survived. We will survive this too." But survival seemed impossible. The aliens moved with precision, capturing each human effortlessly. Their strength was unnatural, their methods efficient and cold. In a matter of hours, the humans were confined within energy fields aboard the largest ship, their home planet shrinking behind them into a distant point of light. Inside the ship, the humans could finally see the scale of their captors' might. The corridors were vast, metallic, and cold. Lights glowed in unnatural colors, reflecting off walls that seemed to hum with energy. The aliens, known among themselves as the Xyler, moved silently, communicating in strange clicks and vibrations that resonated through the floor. Despite the despair, Amara refused to give in. She studied the energy fields holding them, noting subtle fluctuations. Every human aboard began to assess their surroundings, their minds working as they always had, seeking solutions, observing patterns, and finding hope in small details. Sister Leora, a historian known for her sharp memory and keen observation, whispered to Amara, "These fields, they pulse rhythmically. Maybe there is a weakness, a pattern we can exploit." Amara nodded. "Good, we will watch and learn. Even here, we can survive if we think like humans." Days passed. The Xyler provided minimal sustenance, enough to keep the humans alive but never comfortable. The humans explored their cells cautiously, mapping out the energy field boundaries. They shared knowledge, teaching younger members to remain calm and vigilant. Even in captivity, human ingenuity shone. Small acts of rebellion began, hiding messages in water droplets, signaling across cells with light reflections, and observing guard patterns. The Xyler, though strong, had underestimated the resilience and intelligence of their captives. One night, as the humans huddled together, Amara spoke quietly. "We are not powerless. Humanity has always faced the impossible and overcome it. These aliens may have taken our freedom, but they cannot take our minds. They cannot take our hope. And as long as we have hope, we can survive and we can fight back." Her words ignited a quiet determination. The humans began to plan. They would not wait for rescue. They would not surrender to despair. Every observation, every careful experiment, every whispered theory was a step toward freedom. The first real break came when Brother Elias, a medic with a gift for machinery, noticed an anomaly in the floor panels of their confinement chamber. "These aren't just walls," he said, pointing to a small seam glowing faintly. "They're part of a network. If we can understand it, maybe we can control it." Excitement buzzed through the group. Even fear could not dampen the thrill of discovery. Humanity had faced countless dangers throughout history, from natural disasters to alien encounters in small scouting missions. And now, in the heart of the enemy's fortress, they had found the first glimmer of opportunity. Amara organized the group carefully. "We will observe, we will learn, and when the time comes, we will act. Every human has a gift. Every skill matters. Together we are stronger than any alien force." The Xyler remained unaware. They saw only captives, fragile humans seemingly cowed by superior strength. But within the humans, a quiet storm was growing. Minds sharpened by centuries of survival, innovation, and curiosity began weaving together a plan. Weeks passed. The humans learned the alien routines, noting shifts in patrols, changes in energy flow, and weaknesses in the fortress systems. They built mental maps of corridors and chambers, memorized sequences of lights, and even discovered small flaws in the energy field's timing. Amara encouraged secrecy. "We must act as one, but silently. If they suspect, they will tighten control. And then our chance will vanish." Despite the grim surroundings, human spirit refused to break. They found ways to preserve morale: storytelling, teaching, games of memory, and even simple humor. A shared laugh or story became a weapon against despair, a reminder that they were still human, still alive, still capable of triumph. Then came the first hint of something extraordinary. In a maintenance tunnel, Brother Elias discovered a small device, pulsing with light in a pattern too regular to be natural. "It's an AI," he whispered, awe in his voice. "It's part of the ship, and I think it can understand us." Amara's eyes widened. This discovery could change everything. Humanity had long mastered the art of learning and adapting. If they could harness the AI, even partially, it might provide the leverage needed to escape. The humans approached it cautiously, forming a circle. Sister Leora spoke first, her voice steady. "We must show it we mean no harm, and if it responds, maybe we have an ally inside the enemy's own ship." The AI pulsed again, brighter this time, as if acknowledging their presence. Amara felt a surge of hope. In this cold, alien fortress, humanity had found its first spark of opportunity. Hope, thought Amara, is stronger than any chain, stronger than any wall, stronger than fear itself. And in that moment she knew the humans would not just survive, they would fight. They would outthink, outsmart, and rise. The Xyler had underestimated them as so many had before, and that would be their greatest advantage. Night fell, casting the ship in deep shadows. The humans huddled together, sharing whispered plans and dreams of freedom. Outside, the stars continued to shimmer, indifferent to the struggles of one small human crew. But inside, a quiet storm of resilience, ingenuity, and hope was building, a storm that would one day break free and change the course of the galaxy. Amara looked at her companions and smiled faintly. "We are human," she said softly, "and humans never give up." The human prisoners aboard the dark, humming fortress of the Xyler were beginning to adjust to life under alien control. Days blurred into nights in the sterile corridors of the ship, yet for humanity, time was never wasted. Every moment, every glance at a glowing panel or flicker of energy was an opportunity to learn, to observe, to plan. Sister Amara moved quietly through the small communal chamber, her eyes scanning the faces of her companions. They were huddled together on the floor, whispering theories and observations, trying to piece together a picture of the alien systems around them. Despite exhaustion, fear, and isolation, their spirits remained unbroken. "Remember," Amara said softly, "the Xyler think us powerless. That is their mistake. Humanity thrives when underestimated." Brother Elias, the medic who had discovered the alien AI weeks ago, was tinkering with a small energy device he had managed to hide beneath a loose floor panel. Its soft pulses matched the rhythm of the ship's systems. "If we can understand this," he whispered, "we may control small parts of the fortress. Lights, doors, maybe even their communication network." Sister Leora, the historian, leaned closer, her eyes gleaming. "We have to be careful. They watch everything." "One mistake could destroy everything," Amara nodded. "Then we proceed slowly, carefully. We observe, we test, and we wait for the right moment." The first step of their subtle rebellion began with observation. The humans took shifts, watching the patterns of alien guards. They noted the regularity of patrols, the exact timing of energy pulses along the walls, and even the moments when the Xyler appeared distracted by internal ship processes. They discovered small flaws, tiny, almost imperceptible. One of the energy fields flickered briefly every 33 seconds. A security camera would rotate slightly off its axis every 41 minutes. Each observation was meticulously recorded, whispered to the others during the quiet hours of alien sleep cycles. Despite their confinement, the humans found ways to train themselves. They practiced moving silently across the floor, mimicking the soundless glide of the aliens. They whispered in coded sequences, developing a language that only they could understand. These small acts, seemingly insignificant, became the foundation of their rebellion. Brother Elias focused on the alien AI. Unlike humans, it did not speak but pulsed with patterns of light that could be interpreted as communication. He discovered that feeding it sequences of human logic, simple cause and effect, elicited a response. The AI seemed curious, almost playful in its reactions. Amara watched this process closely. "If we can teach it to understand us," she said one night, "we may gain an ally from within the enemy's systems. Then the fortress itself could become our weapon." The humans were not without conflict. Fear sometimes threatened to break their resolve. One of the younger members, a student named Talia, panicked when a sudden power surge flickered the lights in their cell. "They will kill us," she cried. "We are trapped forever." Amara knelt beside her. "Talia," she said softly, "you are human. Fear is natural. But remember, fear alone cannot defeat us. Knowledge, patience, and courage can. We will survive, and we will find a way out." The AI responded to these whispers of hope. It pulsed brightly one evening as Amara and Elias entered sequences of simple logic commands. A panel on the wall slid open slightly, revealing a maintenance conduit previously hidden from human eyes. The discovery electrified the humans with cautious optimism. "We have a way to move unseen," whispered Elias. "We can explore the fortress beyond these cells." "We can learn more," Amara smiled faintly. "This is the first real step, but we must move carefully. One mistake and the Xyler will notice." Their first foray into the alien corridors was tense and quiet. The maintenance tunnels were narrow, illuminated by soft pulses of energy that seemed almost alive. The humans moved as a single unit, each member alert for any sign of detection. Every sound was magnified in the stillness. The faint hum of the energy walls, the distant vibrations of engines, the subtle clicks of alien machinery. They discovered rooms filled with alien devices they could barely comprehend. Panels that controlled energy flows, screens that displayed star maps, and strange containers housing materials that glowed with internal light. To the Xyler, these were tools of war. To humans, they were puzzles, waiting to be understood. Amara led her companions with care. "Observe, do not touch. Learn. Every detail is important. Humanity thrives on knowledge, and knowledge is power. One night, the humans discovered a weak link in the energy network. A conduit controlling the lower security lights was accessible through a maintenance panel. Elias worked carefully, using small tools hidden in clothing, rerouting minor energy flows. Lights flickered in sequence, guards paused, and the humans realized the first taste of control. It was not victory, but it was proof. Humanity could influence the fortress, however slightly. The humans celebrated quietly, their small smiles a defiance against despair. Weeks passed. The humans' subtle rebellion grew. They used reflective surfaces to send signals across rooms, bypassing sensors. They created hidden compartments to store small tools, food, and messages. They taught each other to read patterns in alien behavior, noting hesitation, distraction, and repetition. Meanwhile, the AI responded to more complex commands. It began to assist them in subtle ways, diverting minor energy flows, opening maintenance hatches at specific times, and even providing small glimpses of security routines. Humanity, the AI seemed to understand, was unpredictable. But it respected cleverness, observation, and patience, traits humans had in abundance. Conflict arose when a guard nearly caught them rerouting a small power line. Panic surged, but quick thinking saved them. Amara whispered instructions and the humans froze in place, blending into the shadows as if invisible. The guard passed without notice. Afterward, relief and laughter erupted quietly among them. "We did it," whispered Talia, her fear replaced by awe. "We really did it." Amara looked at them with pride. "This is only the beginning. Remember, the Xylar underestimate humans. They believe strength is power. But we know the truth. Ingenuity, patience, and courage can outmatch even the strongest foe." As days turned into weeks, the humans' influence grew. They learned to manipulate lights to create false signals, lure guards away, and even interfere with minor communications between alien officers. Each small victory strengthened their confidence, showing that even in captivity, humanity's resourcefulness could not be contained. One evening, as the humans gathered to rest, Elias whispered to Amara, "I think we can reach the main control hub. If we can, we might access navigation systems, even communication with the outside." Amara's eyes shone with determination. "Then that will be our next step. We move carefully, we move together. And when the time is right, the Xylar will learn what humanity truly means." The quiet rebellion continued, unnoticed by the alien overlords. Yet within the ship, the seeds of a larger uprising were growing. The humans' understanding of the fortress, combined with their ingenuity, patience, and subtle use of the AI, was beginning to tip the balance. They were no longer mere prisoners. They were strategists, explorers, and engineers in a hostile world. For the first time, the humans dared to dream. They imagined freedom, a return to the stars, and a galaxy that would one day recognize humanity's strength, not in brute force, but in intellect, courage, and resilience. The Xylar believed themselves supreme, but they had overlooked the essence of humanity: creativity born of necessity, courage born of hope, and an unbreakable will to survive. And as the stars outside the alien fortress continued to shine, indifferent yet eternal, the humans plotted their next move, ready to turn their captivity into an opportunity. Humanity was alive, clever, and unstoppable. The subtle rebellion had begun. The alien fortress seemed endless, its corridors stretching into darkness, humming with an energy that made the human captives uneasy. Yet within the humans, a spark had grown into a quiet flame. They were no longer simply surviving. They were learning, planning, and daring to act. Humanity had always been underestimated, and that underestimation was about to be exploited. Sister Amara stood at the edge of a narrow maintenance conduit, her eyes scanning the dim glow of alien panels and conduits. "We move carefully," she whispered to the group behind her. "Every step counts. One mistake could cost everything. Brother Elias, carrying the small AI interface, nodded. The system is ready. We can influence the lower security network now. I've tested it over the past weeks. We just need precision. Sister Leora held a small, folded map of the fortress, marking every patrol, sensor, and energy fluctuation. We know their routines, she said softly. We know their weaknesses. Humanity survives on knowledge. That knowledge is now our weapon. The humans moved silently, like shadows, through the maintenance tunnel. Their hearts pounded, but their minds remained sharp. Every pulse of light, every vibration through the floor, every faint click of alien machinery was carefully noted. They had rehearsed this moment countless times in their heads, imagining every scenario, every possible setback. At the first junction, a guard appeared. Tall, armored, and moving with unnatural precision, it scanned the corridor, its sensors glowing faintly. The humans froze. Amara signaled for them to flatten against the walls. Elias held his breath, silently sending a low-level command to the AI. The lights in the tunnel flickered briefly. The guard paused, confused, and then moved on. The humans exhaled silently. One by one, they continued, moving deeper into the fortress. Each small success strengthened their confidence and resolve. Humanity, underestimated for centuries, was beginning to prove its worth. The first major act of sabotage came when they reached a substation controlling energy flows to multiple corridors. Elias carefully interfaced with the alien systems, rerouting minor energy currents. Doors that were once sealed could now be opened silently. Lights flickered in patterns that misled patrols. Even minor alarms were delayed or disabled. "This is incredible," whispered Talia, her fear replaced with exhilaration. "We're actually changing the fortress. We're controlling it." Amara smiled faintly. "Not just controlling it," she said. "We are bending it to our will. Humanity survives by thinking, adapting, and persevering. Never forget that." With the AI's help, the humans expanded their influence. They learned to manipulate small drones, redirect security cameras, and access minor communication channels. Each success was measured, deliberate, and cautious. They were not yet free, but the tides were turning. Yet victory did not come without risk. One evening, a patrol moved unexpectedly, passing near the hidden maintenance panel where the humans worked. Panic surged. Elias froze, then whispered commands to the AI. The drones outside their panel moved, casting shadows and light that confused the alien sensors. The patrol paused, recalculated, and moved on. The humans exhaled in relief. Even in moments of danger, their ingenuity shone. Humanity had survived countless threats throughout history, from natural disasters to wars, from disease to hostile alien encounters. Now, in the heart of the Xylar fortress, they were learning the ultimate lesson. Creativity and courage could overcome strength and technology. As the days passed, the humans' influence grew. They began mapping the fortress in detail, noting power conduits, weak points, and escape routes. They even discovered a secondary AI, buried deep in the alien systems, which seemed less responsive but potentially more powerful. Amara gathered the group in the shadow of a maintenance hatch. "We have enough knowledge now," she said quietly. "We can reach the main control hub. There, we may access navigation systems, communication, and possibly even their weapons network. One wrong step and we fail. But one precise action, and humanity gains the advantage." The plan required coordination. Some humans would infiltrate the hub directly, guided by the AI. Others would manipulate patrols and systems from their hidden vantage points. Every skill, every observation, every ounce of courage would be tested. The night before the operation, the humans huddled together, sharing whispered reflections. Sister Leora told stories of human explorers from ancient times, those who had survived impossible odds. Talia, once timid, spoke of her dreams of freedom, her voice trembling but full of hope. Amara looked at them all and said, "We are human. Our strength is not in armor or weapons. It is in our minds, our courage, our ability to adapt. Tonight we prove that humanity cannot be controlled. We are clever, resourceful, and unstoppable." The operation began at dawn. The humans moved silently, following the narrow tunnels and maintenance conduits. Every step was deliberate, every breath controlled, every motion calculated. Elias interfaced with a substation, redirecting energy flows to create temporary blind spots in the Xylar patrols. Cameras flickered, drones paused, and alarms hesitated just long enough for the humans to advance. At the junction before the main hub, a patrol approached unexpectedly. Amara signaled for the group to freeze. The patrol moved closer, its sensors scanning every corner. Elias sent a subtle command to the AI, which caused a minor fluctuation in the lights. The patrol paused, then moved on, unaware of the humans hiding in the shadows. Finally, they reached the main control hub. The room was massive, filled with consoles, holographic displays, and alien technology that pulsed with energy. The humans approached cautiously, guided by the AI. Elias began interfacing with the systems. His fingers moved with precision, rerouting power, accessing security logs, and opening communication channels. The AI assisted, its lights pulsing in patterns that indicated cooperation. Amara watched closely. "Remember," she whispered, "we are not here to destroy. We are here to gain control, to prove that humanity is clever, resourceful, and unbreakable." Minutes turned into hours. The humans worked tirelessly, rerouting systems, analyzing data, and preparing for the next phase of their rebellion. They discovered that the fortress, navigation systems could be accessed, allowing them to plot escape routes and even manipulate the Xylar fleet's movements in minor ways. Small victories mounted. Lights flickered, patrols hesitated, and communications were subtly disrupted. The humans realized they had become more than captives. They were strategists, engineers, and innovators. Humanity, underestimated for millennia, was bending the alien fortress to its will. Yet tension remained high. One mistake, one miscalculation could expose them. The Xylar were ruthless and intelligent. The humans knew they had to be perfect, cautious, and united. Amara addressed the group. "Tonight we celebrate the first real victory," she said softly. "We have learned, adapted, and acted, but tomorrow the real challenge begins. The Xylar will not remain blind forever. We must continue, carefully, cleverly, and together." The humans rested, yet their minds were alive with possibilities. They envisioned freedom, the stars above, and a galaxy that would one day recognize human ingenuity and courage. Humanity thrived not on strength, but on intelligence, creativity, and resilience. And those qualities, they realized, could never be taken, even by the most powerful alien empire. Outside, the stars continued to shine, indifferent yet eternal. Within the fortress, the subtle rebellion had grown into a quiet storm. And in the hearts of the humans, a single truth had become clear. They were clever, resourceful, and unstoppable. The Xylar had underestimated humanity. And that mistake would be their undoing. The fortress of the Xylar loomed over the endless stars like a black monolith. Its engines thrummed with raw power, and its walls shone with alien energy. From the outside, it seemed unstoppable, a fortress built for domination and fear. But inside, humanity had quietly begun to rewrite the rules. Sister Amara stood at the head of the group, her eyes scanning the complex array of alien systems before them. The AI pulsed faintly beside Brother Elias, ready to assist. "Today," Amara whispered, "we take the final step. We are not captives. We are strategists, engineers, and pioneers. And tonight, the Xylar will learn what humanity truly is." The plan had been rehearsed countless times, every scenario imagined, every variable considered. The humans would infiltrate the main bridge, redirect the fortress's power systems, and manipulate the Xylar fleet to create confusion. Their goal was not destruction but control, control enough to ensure escape and send a clear message across the stars. Humanity cannot be subdued. As they moved through the maintenance tunnels, tension coiled in every stomach. Every sound of alien machinery, every shadow along the corridor made hearts pound. Yet despite the fear, each human moved with purpose. Years of observation, patience, and subtle sabotage had prepared them for this moment. Humanity thrived in adversity, and adversity had never been stronger than this. At the junction leading to the main bridge, a patrol appeared unexpectedly. The humans froze, pressed against the walls, silent as shadows. A tall Xylar officer moved with precision, its sensors sweeping the corridor. Elias tapped into the AI, creating a temporary diversion by manipulating the energy lights. The patrol hesitated, scanned once more, and moved on. Humanity breathed quietly, hearts pounding, and continued onward. The bridge loomed ahead, a massive chamber filled with holographic displays, alien controls, and glowing panels. Elias interfaced with a console, and the AI pulsed rapidly, translating alien systems into patterns humans could understand. "We can control navigation, shields, and minor weapons systems," Elias whispered. "If we act quickly, we can take the fortress itself as leverage." Amara nodded. "Move carefully. Precision is our strength. Brute force is not ours, but intelligence is." The humans split into small teams. One team accessed communications, broadcasting a recorded message of proof across nearby star systems. Evidence of the Xylar's aggressive expansion, their raids on peaceful colonies, and their disregard for sentient life streamed through alien channels. Humanity's voice reached the stars for the first time, a quiet but unyielding declaration of defiance. Another team focused on energy flows. Amara and Elias guided pulses through conduits, rerouting power and creating temporary disruptions in the alien systems. Lights flickered, doors sealed and opened, and small defensive drones paused in confusion. Every human action, no matter how small, was precise and calculated, a demonstration of ingenuity unmatched by brute strength. Talia, once timid and fearful, directed a diversion of patrols using mirrored reflections and small light pulses. Guards paused, retraced steps, and became entangled in their own systems. Each misstep caused confusion, and humanity moved through the fortress like a silent storm, unseen yet unavoidable. Yet the Xylar were not entirely blind. Alarms began to sound as more officers noticed irregularities. The humans moved faster, relying on preparation, observation, and quick thinking. They understood that one miscalculation could be catastrophic, yet fear did not deter them. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, and they would rise again. At the heart of the bridge, Elias interfaced with the navigation system. A map of the stars and nearby colonies appeared in holographic form. With careful manipulation, he created a false fleet movement, sending the Xylar forces into confusion. Ships changed course, patrols were misdirected, and the fortress itself became an instrument of their escape. Sister Amara watched as her companions worked seamlessly, each action building on the last. "This is humanity," she whispered. "We are clever, resilient, and unstoppable. Strength is not always in arms. It is in courage, creativity, and determination. This is what the galaxy will remember." The humans' subtle sabotage escalated into full-scale deception. Alien drones, rerouted and confused, patrolled empty corridors. Security cameras displayed false images of humans in multiple locations. Energy fields flickered, giving the impression of phantom movement. Every system manipulated reinforced the idea that humans were everywhere and nowhere at once. One of the Xylar commanders approached the bridge, sensing the disruptions. It moved quickly, analyzing systems, but even it could not predict the humans' coordination. Amara had prepared for this. Using a combination of AI-controlled systems and human ingenuity, the commander was temporarily trapped in a loop of false readings, unable to locate the humans. Amara's team initiated the final phase, opening a safe route to the hangar bays. Ships that were once under alien control were now accessible. The humans moved carefully, guiding their companions through corridors, avoiding patrols and securing vessels. Every move was deliberate, every breath controlled, every heartbeat focused on freedom. Outside, the stars continued to gleam. The fortress, a monument to alien might, now trembled under the precision of human intellect. The humans had turned captivity into an opportunity, proving that intelligence, courage, and adaptability could overcome even the strongest foe. As the last humans boarded a captured shuttle, Amara looked back at the bridge, now under partial human control. "We leave proof," she said softly. "The galaxy must know. Humanity is clever, resourceful, and unstoppable. Let this be a warning and a promise." The shuttle launched into space, weaving through the confused alien fleet. Minor adjustments to navigation, made by Elias with the AI's assistance, allowed them to slip past sensors and patrols. Each small victory was a testament to human ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. Once safely away, Amara addressed the group. "Today we proved what humanity has always known. We survive, we adapt, and we overcome. The galaxy underestimated us. That will never happen again." Talia smiled, her voice filled with awe. "We really did it. We took control. We survived." Sister Leora nodded, tears in her eyes. "And we did it together. That is what makes us human. That is our strength." As the stars stretched before them, infinite and bright, the humans reflected on their journey. They had faced fear, captivity, and an alien empire. Yet through intelligence, courage, and ingenuity, they had turned despair into triumph. Humanity had revealed itself, not through force, but through the power of the mind, the spirit, and the will to survive. The galaxy would remember this day. Humanity had begun as captives, but it had emerged as a force to be reckoned with. They were clever, resourceful, and unstoppable. The Xyler had underestimated them, and that mistake would echo across the stars for generations to come. The humans looked ahead, toward freedom, toward the stars, and toward a future they would shape. The fortress faded behind them, a symbol of oppression outwitted by the power of human courage. And in the hearts of the survivors burned the certainty of their place in the galaxy. Humanity thrives, endures, and triumphs, even in the darkest of times. Sister Amara looked at her companions one last time. "We are human," she said softly, "and humans never give up." With that, the shuttle accelerated into the endless night, carrying the first proof that humanity could not be underestimated. The subtle rebellion had grown into a triumph. Humanity had survived. Humanity had won. Humanity had shown the galaxy its true strength. And the stars, eternal witnesses to the journey of one small species, shone brightly, reflecting the unyielding spirit of humans, a species that could endure anything, outthink anyone, and rise above every challenge.